Hi there, everybody. Sam Flot here. Back for another episode of the Year in Flot. This is the 2013 version, which we will dedicate to the Boston Red Sox. For those of you that know, good year for the Red Sox. And then we're not here to talk baseball at all, so that's not the first thing we'll bring up. We'll talk about some poetry. Got some words for you. They're all from 2013. Brought to you from 2020. I think the date today is double infinite perfect vision, if I'm not mistaken. The actual date in the living present here in Maple Falls where we are. 8/8/2020. I could be mistaken. But when it is 8/8/20, we can call it double infinite perfect vision. How about that? I'm going to go write that up later. I'll share that with you when we do the 2020 Year in Flot. After I write it. Anyway, in the meantime, I'm going to start with this. This is a poem called 60 Little Elves. Keep an eye out. Soon to be in a book collaboration with my wife, Jocelyn. Suzanne doing the illustrations for it. Phenomenal. You guys, I can't even, so I'm not gonna. But you'll see. You'll see. Keep an eye. Announcements coming. There's a poem called 60 Little Elves. It's one of the 3 poems that's in the collaboration we have coming out. We're going to do a book with 3 poems that she's illustrated. Excellent. This is called 60 Little Elves, and it goes like this. Inside this thin minute, framed by contextual fractals, illusions are becoming alive and actual. Factoring into the available traction, my understanding off by a fraction. Not intending to trick me, breaking it down from 1 to 60. Each second its own self, a part of the whole, set up on the shelf. Tectonic plates are shifting all around. Inside this big rock, never taken for granted. Outside, the wind is blowing both ways, fluctuating factors, fake or factual. Telling the story sequentially this time, laying it all out in this continuous line. But still, this is as surreal as it gets. Using fiction for facts, using friction without tact. 60 little elves, all on one little shelf, collected like seconds inside the infinite. One elf for each moment. Inside this thin minute, rocking my world never taken from granite. Rocking. 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 Yeah. February 25th, 2013. That would be in Cobb Mountain, California. We were living in Cobb in 2013. We've been up there a couple of years at that point, and we loved Cobb. We were really happy with it there. We found some steady work at a place called Harbin Hot Springs, and Jocelyn and I were both working there. We were happy. We were getting paid, paying our bills. Everything was going great. We loved it up there. I was happy enough to write 60 Little Elves, that's for sure. While we were at Harbin, early on in the time I was there, I never even met this person, but he was one of the elders, and he passed away. And I was working on the day they had a memorial for him, but at the time I had a break, and I was in the garden, which really was a place for memorial for people that had passed away. Also, they were doing this in the temple for him. so everyone had gathered in the temple, and I didn't know him, so I didn't necessarily like feel I knew enough to attend his memorial, but I was I wrote a poem at the time instead in the garden. It's called Intermittently Always, in tribute to Neil Murphy. In tribute to our ancestors who lived and died here, cycling through intermittently always. Walking or sitting, waking or dreaming, raking or feeling. In tribute to the seasons, asking questions about the reasons. Why did the sun cross the sky? Who painted the town red? When did the moon rise so high? In tribute to all the animals and plants, survivors, all these beetles, lizards, and ants, the sugar pine, manzanita, and wildflowers of chance, leaves that reach and trunks that branch. This one's for all the critters and plants. Tribute to all sentient beings, stuck or moving, blind or seeing. Dedicated with respect, love, and peace. Your breeze blows strong as we remember your face, intermittently, always. Sam Flot, 5/30/2013. Okay. Wrote a lot of poetry in my downtime at Harbin. It was nice. Kept paper and pen with me on my break. I would just pull it out and just write down what was happening around me and end up with things like this. January 14th, 2013. This is called the Free Fruit Tree. Diamonds built trunk, branches grew, middle core facets, made of crystal energetic forms, shining in the slowly moving spotlight of transient sunshine. Leaves from branches, estimations of the lack of limitations, emanating from, I suppose, the branch's origins and seminal inspirations. Spoken to legitimize the consistence of their incidents, transcending any missing details with the purity of the presence, of the synergistic essence of the crystal energy, connecting the spaces between synapses with the fruit of happiness unpursued, but present. In every moment of creativity and life lived to the best of its shining potential. Available always, new and improved and better than ever. Crystal branch, diamond trunk, unpursued happiness tree, bearing free fruit for our instant karmic enjoyment. So there you go. There's a mispronunciation for some instant karmic enjoyment. Timing's everything. All right. It's 2013. It's a Lake County feeling for sure. This was written in Cobb Mountain, and it's about driving through Kelseyville on the highway. You get a really, really great chance to check out all the farm fields and everything all around you. This is a little story about about being a passenger. Although I think I may say I'm driving, but I was a passenger on this because You could never take it in the way I took it in to tell this story and be a driver. It's not really possible to do this as a driver. You'd have to be a passenger to accomplish this. It's called To Put It Another Way. Signaling nothing, smoke rises as first instinct. No depth of danger, no reason to believe that there remains discernible reason that it deserves this much introspection by an extroverted philosopher of trivial frivolities. Apt to solve nothing unless filling a book of questions remains the quest. Or, to put it another way, consider a row of pear trees. Let's say 2 rows. A pair of rows of pear trees, stretching away from the highway, perpendicular to the road's direction. Now, there's many pairs of rows of pear trees. As the car flashes past, I tried to look down each row to find some difference in the repetition. Trying to develop some edified logic gleaned from the thin air resting above the heavy air over the pairs of rows of pear trees. If you follow my point. I think you'll understand. I'm seeing things in twos. I'm looking down rows. I'm gleaning logic from the magic all around us, regardless of applicable knowledge on a vista. Or, how far can one see into the distance of the future? 3/18/2013, from which I could not see into 2020 and would have no idea I would be in these surroundings that I'm in. Got one more for you coming from 2013. Written September 15th, 2013, in the grotto at Harbin Hot Springs. It's called Trying to Be a Treetop. If you've ever been there, you might recognize the spot I'm talking about that isn't really there in the same sense any longer, but burned in 2015, but that spot, this is what it felt like to me when I had been out there that day. I'll be honest with you, it talks about side fires. I don't even know what that's referencing. I have no idea, really. It wasn't, maybe there must have been some like, burn happening or something, some kind of planned event or something. I saw smoke. I don't know what that was from, but oh yeah, I noticed reading through these that there's a lot of smoke references in 2013. I know it was a time of drought up there. We were very concerned about how dry it was in the area. It was a tinderbox. It was ready to go up. This is called Trying to Be a Treetop. Wailing on the trail by the side fires. Something is tempting me to unravel the hidden sentences, unspooling onto the ground's undecided opinion. Right down the middle, not flustered, not grounded, under trees and misconceived reasons, never stopping upward progress for ill-conceived downward regression. I am above it all, trying to be a treetop. September 15th, 2013, in the grotto, Harbin Hot Springs. Okay, so, Happy New Year, 2013, winding down. We're going to move along. The future is this way, right? We're moving along. We're going towards next year, 2014. So, signing off, the year in Flot, 2013, winding down. Thanks for getting this far, if indeed you did. And here we go. Peace out from Maple Falls. Later.